So jumping right back into Unity, I won't lie, I've forgotten some of the features. I know adding objects and creating an initial plane, but that's about it, really. So, I remember back in the day going to the Unity webpage and actually learning some lessons found through them. They've got a whole slew of classes on there that you can just go look up, and there are many different topics and things that they can teach. One I came across was the Create with Code lesson. Not too sure if I took this one before, but it couldn't hurt to take it again if I did. So, I've been taking the first few weeks of this year just plugging away on my off time, relearning Unity, while also making some games like a plane flying one, a top-down shooter to feed animals, a side-scroller jumping over hurdles, and more. And the outcome was pretty good overall. I don't know if in this devlog I want to talk about everything I learned, or just some key points. Maybe I'll do both for a longer video down the road. But overall, I'd recommend it if you wanted to start learning Unity. Try this lesson out on their website. I haven't checked out Udemy, Coursera, or any other free online courses out there yet, but that'll be my next place to check. So from the Unity lesson, I covered roughly 5 to 6 modules that range from all sorts of topics and discussions when it came to coding in C#, when it came to different types of games, if you want to make top-down, side-scrollers, things like that, and everything in between when it overall came to game development and utilizing the Unity engine. What was nice was not only getting to slowly build these games over the different lessons, but also at the very end going through the labs that they had you perform and check out. Overall, I think the labs are pretty helpful because you'd be working on a project, and then what the lab would give you would be a modules game that is wrong, it has errors, but they're asking you to try to figure out what's wrong and fix it or shape the game to what it's supposed to perform overall. Some call this reverse engineering, where you take apart something to figure out how it works, which is another way of learning things and how I like to learn things as well. I had to sometimes refer to my previous code to remind myself what was a proper code or syntax, but after the third, fourth module, it came a lot easier to work with the code and the fixes. And personally, I just had a lot of fun trying to tinker around and see what was going wrong with my projects. Lastly, the modules offered these quizzes. Now, you're not being graded, and it won't count or affect you in any way when it comes to the Unity course. But it's another check on learning, and at the end, once you submit, they give you all the answers anyways and the explanations to what was right and what wasn't wrong. And overall, I think that's good too, just that check on learning, your memory, remembering things, it's pretty good. So, not bad. Also, a good lesson from the actual class was the module that talked about a game document. And this is very handy to help formulate your thoughts on what you want to make. Like a top-down game, a 2D shooter, side-scroller, 3D project, and many, many more. It's good to help get your ideas on paper so that way it can help you focus on how to build a code, how to build your game, what kind of sounds, animations, what you need overall. It can help be a tool to get you back on track. I plan to try utilizing a game document to help me build small projects and build up overall a portfolio. The more practice, the better, I say. The last module talked about what's next, and talking about future growth and even the certificate offered through the Unity website. I didn't complete the course and take the exam for the cert. I just didn't have time for it. But hopefully I can go back at some point and maybe try to apply for it. But learning to share my projects and optimizing and researching, troubleshooting projects and code is overall really helpful to just understanding C# and the Unity engine. One thing that was mentioned as well was about DOTS and ECS. And so DOTS is this data-oriented technology stack, which is something that Unity is moving towards utilizing, along with ECS, which is the entity component system. The ECS and some other components are just integrated into this DOTS system, which basically allows Unity to perform much more better. And it's not based off of code that's class and object oriented, but off of large data that can make much more complex games run smoothly. It's very cool, but I'm not at that level to comprehend and utilize any of those tools yet. But it's still very cool and an interesting concept to utilize if you are interested in it. I think for a first lesson, the Create with Code from Unity gets an 8 out of 10 for beginners. One of the bigger lessons being listen and then do. Most of the time when I was dabbling on YouTube initially, watching other tutorials and guides, I would always be pausing, trying to create, and then resuming the videos, and I wasn't really retaining anything being taught to me. I had to slowly train my mind to listen to the instructions and then try to do the actual practice from memory. Very daunting, but trust me, this ghost could do it, and I believe you can as well. I think with the rust falling off my shoulders, I think I can start dabbling into something small for a first project. To what that is, I still have no clue. I do intend to go 3D and into third-person oriented games, that's my goal, but that's a lot for right now. If anyone has done the Create with Code, let me know what you thought about it. Or if you've taken other courses online out there, let me know which ones, because I'm all ear, or ghosts don't have ears. I'm all translucent. I'm here to learn. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and drop me a comment below. With that, this concludes my Devlog 1. This is Ghost Code, out of the Matrix. Happy coding, and I'll see you next time.